Today we are answering some questions about the story of Chinese New Year. If you haven't watched it yet, pause the video and go and visit it here. Watch the video and listen carefully to the story so that you can have a go at the answers. If you wanted to wish somebody Happy New Year in Chinese, you could say Kung Hai Fat Choi. That means Happy New Year. In Chinese, you would be speaking Chinese. That's really impressive, isn't it? Now, once you have listened to the story here, then we're going to ask and answer these questions together. The first one I'm going to answer is this one. What animals can you remember? I'm going to say it again and then pause the video so that you can have a think, talk to your grown-up and see what animals you can remember. What animals can you remember? Pause. Okay. Grown-ups, how did they get on? Shall we find out? So what animals can you remember? I'm going to bring some animals to help us out with this. Let me move that out of the way. This was the animal that came first. Can you remember what it was? It is a rat. Did you remember rat? Hope so, because he came first. What was next then? Oh yeah. Here he is, look. This is the ox. It's actually the year of the ox this year, so he's an important one to remember for us. The ox. What else was there? There was... What's this animal called? It's a tiger. It's not a lion because lions have a fluffy mane and tigers have stripes. It was the tiger. So we've got the rat, the ox, the tiger. What was next? It was the rabbit. Here he is. Rabbit hopped along next. Ooh, I like this animal. I think this one's my favourite one. He's going, whoa. He's breathing some fire. What animal would that be? It is the dragon. Rah! Breathing fire over everybody. What came after the dragon? Listen to his sound. He's going. What animal is that? It is the slithery snake. Did you get that one? And then... Neigh! What animal is that? Neigh! Here he comes. It is the horse. Did you remember horse? And after horse, meh. Meh. In some of the stories, they call it a sheep. And in some of the stories, they call it a goat. There it is. Meh. Meh. Did you get that on your list? This one's a sweet one. He goes, ooh, ooh, ee, ee, ee. Ooh, ooh, ee, ee, ee. It is the monkey. Comes jumping along. Ooh, be really impressed if you can remember the name of this animal. It goes cock-a-doodle-oo. What animal makes that noise? It's not a chicken, although it does look a bit like a chicken. It is a rooster, and it goes cock-a-doodle-oo. Rooster was that? That was a hard one to remember, wasn't it? Rooster. This one's a nice easy one. A woof woof. Woof woof. It's going to be the dog. Here he is, bounding along. Now, I don't know if it said it in this video, but this animal came last because it stopped on the way to have a bite to eat. It's a bit of a greedy animal. Can you think what animal it would be? I'll give you a clue. What animal would that be? It's very slow. Very slow. Here he comes. It is the pig. He stopped on the way to have a little bite to eat, so he came last. Oh, gosh. Right then, what's the next question? So, how many animals were there? Okay, let's get our animals back then. But this time, instead of naming them, we're going to count them. Ready? 1. I wonder if they'll fit on. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh gosh, the rabbit looks a bit big, doesn't he? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There were 12 animals in the race. So how many animals were there? There were 12 animals. Okay. Say bye-bye to the animals, put them up there. What is the next question? Who told them to have a race? Who? When it's a who question, it means it's talking about a person or a character. So who was it that told them to have a race? Pause the video and see if you can remember. How did they get on, grown-ups? That's right, it was the Jade Emperor. Now the Emperor's a bit like a king. He's in charge and he's very important. So it was him that told them to have a race. But, I'm going down here, why were they arguing? Why were the animals arguing? When it's a why question, it means we need to give a bit of an explanation. And the best word to use to do that is the word because. So why were they arguing? Because. Or the animals were arguing because. So pause the video and see if you can answer that question with your grown-up. How did they get on, grown-ups? Could they tell you why? Why were the animals arguing? They were all arguing because each animal wanted the next new year to be named after them, and they just couldn't decide who it was going to be. And that is why the Jade Emperor told them to have a race. It was to stop them from arguing, wasn't it? So here it is. Who won the race? It's got 2 questions, this one. Let's do that one first. Who won the race? Remember, who is talking about a person or a character. Who won the race? Pause quickly and have a think. So who won the race? It was that clever rat. Rat won the race. And the next question is, how did he win it? So how did he do it? How did he win the race? Was it because he was the fastest? Pause the video and see if you can tell your grown-up how the rat won the race. How did you get on? Do you remember how he ran the race? He wasn't actually the fastest, was he, this little rat? He wasn't the fastest. He was the cleverest. And he saw that ox was actually the fastest. So that clever rat climbed onto Ox's back and he hitched a bit of a ride across the river, and then right at the last minute he jumped off and beat him to the other side of the river, didn't he? That's how he won it. He used Ox to get across. Clever little rat. This next one though, it's not actually an answer you can find by listening to the story. It's more of a thinking question. You've got to think about something. That's why it's in a little bubble here. It says, how would you feel if you were the ox? And why? Remember what happened to Ox in the story. He was the fastest until the rat came along and then used him for a bit of a ride. So how would you feel if you were the ox? Pause the story to tell your adult how you would feel if you were the ox. Now, there's not actually a right or a wrong answer, because how you feel is a little bit up to you. But I'm pretty sure if I was the ox, I wouldn't be feeling very happy, because I thought I was going to win until that sneaky rat came along. So maybe some of the words you thought of were, perhaps he's feeling a little bit cross because he didn't win. Maybe he's feeling a little bit annoyed with the rat because the rat was so sneaky. Maybe those are ways he could be feeling. At the end of your sheet, I'm just going to move these out of the way. At the very bottom, there's just a very quick job for your flicky fingers to try and warm our flicky fingers up and get us as fast as we can. You might want to use your letter mat to help you find the letters if you're not sure of what they look like. Okay, now the first picture here is a rat. It's some of the animals from the story, isn't it? There's a rat, there's a dog, there's a pig and a cat. Okay, let's do rat together and then you can go off and do the dog and the pig and the cat yourself. Okay, rat. Say it together. Say rat. Rat. Now let's get our flicky fingers to sound it out. Rat. Rat. So what sound came first? R. Rat. Rat. T. Is at the end. Rat. And there you go. So as quick as you can, listen for as many sounds as you can. I'm going to give you a clue. All of these words have 3 sounds in, so you should have 3 letters for each one. See how you get on. See you next time.